Wuthering Waves has been out for half a year now, and during this time we went from having a tough launch filled with some flaws, bugs, and lack of optimization to a complete opposite where the game kept getting more perfect and amazing. So today we're gonna get through a quick review of version 1.x of Wuthering Waves and how and why this game just kept getting better. So let's start with Wuthering Waves story. When we look at 1.0, we can remember that it got some critique on how it's lacking some elements and how AM voice in the story was mediocre. But personally, I thought it was fine. Not special, but fine. I mean, I had my fun with it. I can say the same to the 1.1 story quest, but it for sure got better with the storytelling, music, and the plot getting more interesting about us rovers, though I had some problems with the vocabulary to be honest. As we move to our first filler batch, 1.2 was an amazing start for the story direction. Everything again gets better, and the idea of reuniting with all characters and getting introduced to the new ones along this batch's major event serves the purpose of a fairer batch for sure. Moving on to what I think is the best batch of WuWa 1.x, 1.3 quests were just bangers. We're being presented to the Black Shores and we get to learn about the Black Shores past and how us rovers were once the leader of the Black Shores. We get to learn about Shorekeeper and how dedicated she is to us as rovers and how this quest shows a true love between the two. Again, cutscenes, storytelling, music, drama, and how intense this quest got is just peak, man. I can see most, if not all of you guys agreeing with this. I will say I was skipping Shorekeeper because I didn't need her as a unit, but after this quest, man, I couldn't see one without the other. Let alone Anchor's story quest too. Man, I was trying my hardest, holding my tears in these quests. Now for the current and last one, 1.4, the second filler batch. Like 1.2, serving the idea of a filler batch, Dream Link story quest was so hyped, and adding the new Dream Link feature made it so better and fitting to the purpose of the quest. We had Camellia's story quest too, and how it reveals more of the plot about Rover as well as Camellia's for sure. Wua's story kept improving with time, and I'm more than excited to see the Renesita ones. Now let's talk quickly about exploration. I don't think there are two people disagree that exploration in Wuthering Waves was ever bad, and that is since its launch date. Since 1.0, we have an enormous map with different themes, exploration puzzles, mechanics, and more, not to mention things that make this more enjoyable and fun to do. Like the stamina not going down when sprinting, super jumps, climbing, and some of the characters themselves having their ways of improving your experience in the map. Another thing is the interactivity of the game map itself, having progress tracking system for each type of the region quests, chests or other things like viewpoints. The loot mapper itself removes the need to open any interactive map websites. In 1.0 and 1.1 that doesn't include hidden items, but in 1.3 the idea of watching a 100 exploration videos or websites is completely removed. Anyone could 100% Black Shores alone without any help of any video or any website. Exploration views in general are so beautiful, just look at how cozy Mount Ferment and Black Shores can be. Moving on to the grinding in WuWa, most of the basic mats like credits, Resonator EXP, Weapon EXP, even specialty flowers, we didn't have a problem with those since day one. Even the flowers recently got the new tracking system in the map, so you can get every single flower in your world without any guide. Hey, another win for map usage in Wuthering Waves. But there was two type of mats we had a problem with all the time. First are the talent mats, which to be fair gave us kinda of a hard time during 1.0 and 1.1, and that should be due to most of the players being at low Solaris 3 level, which gave us the according amount of mats during this time. But as 1.2 comes, most of us old players have already reached level 60, which maxed the amount of mats we get from using wave blades, and it became a no problem anymore. But what about new low level players? Again, the devs strike us in 1.3 and 1.4, both old and new players with those purple and gold mat boxes from events, which eliminated the small struggle of grinding of those mats. The other one for most players should be Echoes, but trust me everyone, Echo system is the most friendly one in any gacha game. Those echoes can be grinded in many ways like events, tested fields, and most importantly the map. If you have enough patience, you can finish your 4 cast and 1 cast echoes in literally 1 day. And I know most of us struggle with 3 cast echoes, but what if I tell you that attack percentage 3 casts are super underrated and you can even use them as fixed echoes for your monolith supports. It comes to the point where having a really good echo set is just guaranteed, and everything you need to upgrade echoes or grind mats is more than there from events during every batch. Except those damn tuners. Man, they are gone very fast every time. Like any grinding game, Wuthering Waves has some of the most unique endgames compared to any gacha. And with the new Dream Link perma event coming to the game, it should get even better, but for now I think it serves only as a major event and maybe becomes a potential endgame in the future. So first of all, the holograms, the ones who resemble the difficulty of Wuthering Waves, they are no joke. Some of them can even one-hit kill you, but they remain one of the most fun and challenging in-games we have ever seen. Since 1.0 we had 4 holograms and we see new ones in 1.1 and 1.3, and since their release they didn't have much problems except slight bugs like Mavis clone bug where you can't move after burying its clone, or the crownless missing his hits, messing up with your dodge timing, but those got fixed in no time. Everything is perfect, except for this amazing guy right here. This guy is so wholesome that he throws tons of fireworks just because he's so happy we are fighting him. We don't need such kindness from a hologram, we need giga chads like Memphis and Crownless. But jokes aside, Inferno Rider is not even that hard, but the amount of boredom I got from just dodging kills the fun idea of a hologram. I really don't wanna see it anymore in the future. Moving on to the Elusive Realm, this mode resembles the creativity of the game, not just your characters having new skills and movement set. This also applies to bosses, enemies, and main echoes. This mode feels like another whole game. In 1.0 and 1.1 we were introduced to the Elusive Realm and how it works. It was fine as an event just like the Dream Link for now, but had some boring element of it to be honest. Maybe it's because we didn't have high level resonators at this time, which made it kinda hard for some people, but it was fun nonetheless. But as we get through 1.2 and 1.4, you can notice this mode was just peaking. Them adding difficulty modifiers for both casual and skilled players, new main echoes, new resonators, even old ones, and bosses made it so much fun that I personally come back from time to time to try new things. The idea of how your story choices can change the whole route of the incoming challenges and bosses holds such variety that makes all of this the symbol of creativity of Wuthering Waves. Now for the most controversial thing in this game, the TOA. Some say it's easy, some say it's hard, some even say it's too easy, but I'll tell you guys, this mode is super healthy for the game. It rechecks your account bar level and progress. If not, it checks your skill level. If not, it checks the strengths of new character you just pulled, or just your wallet, Lamau. I know holograms can check some of those parts, but it feels more like a dodge or a reflex check when you can beat any hologram with level 70 or 80 character if you are good enough at maintaining your focus for a long time. But when we are bound to a time limit, you will just work on those other aspects, and that's what the game wants from you, just getting stronger. It's a grind game in the end. As for the difficulty of this mode, I think TOA is so accessible to anyone if you have the right gear and the right build. You don't need any effort to clear the TOA as a casual player. And for those who want it to be harder just for excitement or enjoyment in their perspective, you can't remove your creativity in this mode where you can try those insane solo clears, insane sub DPS clears. It's super satisfying when you are able to pull off those clears. I could argue those clears are just more fun and enjoyable than the normal regular clears, to be honest. Unlike other modes serving one element, this one serves complexity element of the game because it holds combat system deep within it. I've already made a practical proof of how combat system just simply can be the best in any gacha game, but I'll just say, a combat system where you can clear anything either as casual player or as a DMC 5 veteran, a combat system where your DPS can stay on field doing damage for like 20 seconds while others fill their outros and buffs, a combat system where Kalkaro, the tier 2 character, can compete with Gen C when you are able to access his damage. Anjay and the one thought to be so straightforward and even boring sometimes, having one of the sweatiest and expert rotation in the game, holding him in his place and making him literally power creep immune. A combat system where enough, okay, quit yapping about this smart man, we won't finish like this. Okay, sorry. You guys get the point. So to end this one, TOA remained as fine since start with no major updates other than Overdrive Zone in 1.3, which holds the same concept but more HP on enemies but more time them. So coming to our last part, and this one is what makes me dedicated to the game and carried WuWa to such a state, the developers. They have been generous, respectful, caring about their game, and most importantly, listening to their community, and that's from day one. And not a single Wuthering Waves player can deny this. How exactly have they been generous? So in day one, we are presented with tons of balls to the point some people kept re-rolling their account We even got a free 5-star just for some few bugs and lack of optimization on the day of the launch, alongside the standard choice banner, meaning we got 2 5-star for literally nothing. Isn't that crazy? And in 1.2, we got another free 5-star who is arguably the most valuable DPS who can be used in all situations. Single target hyper carry, AoE, quick swap dual DPS teams, the strongest team in the game right now, for free in a patch when the game was thought to be failing due to its revenue during this time. Not to mention we recently got 800 asteroids for free, 1000 of them for just being nominated in the game awards, and another 800 when we lost to the 60 megabyte card game. Yeah, Game Awards are not rigged for sure, but man, those developers make me feel ungrateful when I talk about being broke on asteroids. Another thing is, they respect us, and Rover is the living proof of this. The fact that the character is so badass in the story, and we actually talk in it, unlike some other beautiful game. Rover even feels like a 5-star being on par with other 5 stars and not that far behind, and that's for both elements. Havoc preferably, of course. Even soloing the hardest content in the game with Rover is actually doable, and that's only at S3. Imagine what happens at S6. The one with 25 crit rate, more than a 4 cost or a 5-star weapon. Doesn't this make you feel like, well, the devs actually respect me? Other than Rover, them responding to players' feedback so quickly is what made the game actually successful. And that happened yesterday, just yesterday, in the Tactical Simulacra event. A game is not a game in the end without players, you know. They respect your time, and that's why they made dailies faster and wave-based storage became a thing. I feel like they care about us when I look at all of this combined. They care about the game and your experience, and that's why they fight leakers. They wanna assure that you are staying away from burnout, because it goes like this. Some people know already what's coming, they get bored, and then they blame the devs for not making enough content, while those people can be super sensitive about such feedbacks, and I know such a feeling as a content creator. So to end this, Kuro Games, I wanna say as a player and not a content creator, thank you for all the love and respect you give to us. You keep doing great, and I'm more than excited for the future of this game. And for you guys, Happy New Year everyone. Let me know what you guys think about WuWa 1.X. I would love to see it. Love you all, and see you guys in Renacita. Bye. Ooh, is the script over already? Yup. Man, I haven't ever yet like this in my life. You've done really well, man, not gonna lie. Give me a 5, bro. Hey!